Today's Weber recipe: double baked potatoes smashed, mushrooms, chili, lime, braided pork loin, and rotisserie chicken. 2 Weber kettles, about an hour and a half, 2 hours on the table. So today is Thanksgiving, and we're going to be doing 2 Weber barbecues. So I'm going to be running both my kettles. One kettle, we're going to be doing a rotisserie chicken, and we're going to be trying out this whiskey bent bird dry rub, which I bought last week. And then we got a pork loin that I'm going to braid, and we're going to use Meat Mitch pork rub. And then I'm going to drizzle this with honey towards the end. So this is going to go in an indirect fire with briquettes on both sides. This is going to go on the rotisserie. And I'm also going to be doing some mushrooms and potatoes with some chives and some butter and garlic. So that should be good. So that's going to go with the Weber with the pork loin, and the chicken will have its own rotisserie. So let's get started. So here to prepare this, I'm going to first remove a lot of this skin on the top of the pork. So as you can see, a lot of the skin can be pulled off. And I use like a paper towel just to grip it. And then I'm cutting off a lot of the fat there and make it a nice clean 2 pork loins to get ready for braiding. There. Okay, this is when I wish my wife was here. What I'm going to do first is tie these 2 ends together. So I'm going to tie these 2 really tight with some rope, like this. And I'll tie it in a knot. So these 2 are together. Then I'm going to make my 4 strands. So I'm going to do this down the center, like that. And then down the center here. Okay, so now I have my 4 pieces. At this point, we can now put our rub on. So this is our pork rub. So I'm going to sprinkle it with some rub. Okay. On both sides. Like this. And rub it in. Okay, so now I have my things like this. And I never was good at braiding, but let's try it. So 1 over, like this. And then these 2 go together, and we go 1 over. 1 over. These 2 go together, and 1 over. Like that. 1 over. And these 2 go together, and we have our braided pork. So now I'm going to tie a rope around these pieces here. So let me do it one more time. This goes over, and then these 2, just going to pull it tighter. And this goes over, and now we got our 4 pieces to tie. So I take a string here, put it underneath, and I tie a rope so they stay together. And voila! I have my braided pork, and I put it on here, ready to go. Okay, so I got this one set up to do the rotisserie. We'll have a look inside. Basically, I've taken, well, I'll show you in a sec. And this one with the two half for the pork roast. So I'm going to light this one and this one. And we'll get this on the barbecue as soon as possible. So let's have a look at how I set this one up. Okay. So I turned it upside down and I put one little lighter in the middle on the bottom here, which I'm going to light, and then push it all in, and this should light. And in the bottom here, I've put some unburnt charcoal here because I want this to burn slow and not at a high temperature. I'm going to burn the skin of the chicken. So this isn't, it's probably too many even. I'm going to take some out. And yeah, we're going to try this. So I'm going to light it like this. And then I'll just put the charcoal on top and let that start. And then I'll light the one over here. So it's kind of a rainy day today and it's cold. So this is started. We'll go back in the house and we'll get the chicken ready. So for the chicken, she's all tied up in the front so the legs don't go flying out. I'm just spraying it with a little bit of olive oil. And I'm not going to add salt because usually they have salt in these rubs and then it's too much salt. So we're going to try this rub. And through the middle. Out the other end. Put her around the center somehow. Around there, I think. It's good. Put this one on. Since I have two barbecues going and I need temperature readings, obviously I can't use a wired one on the chicken because it's turning and it'll just spin up the wire. So we're going to use the wireless one, and this is going to go in the breast and it's going to go inserted. This will tell me the oven and the internal temperature. And for the pork, we're going to have to use a ThermoPro, still wireless, but it's got wires that go through the top. So we'll set that up outside. So this is getting almost ready to go. So what I'm going to be doing here is pouring some water in the So I've added some boiling water into this back part here. That'll give it some nice steam while it's cooking. Okay, so I just got a few briquettes lit. And I'm going to pour them in evenly on top. Now you notice I don't have a lot of briquettes. And I don't want a lot of briquettes. Because I want to keep this heat down low. So I move a couple over. And we'll stick it in. Like that. And we'll put a pan. Grab this one here. Put a pan underneath too. I just noticed these chicken legs are hanging. So I'm going to fix that in a second. And we'll just test it out. So we got this rope here. I'm just going to cut this. And this. So I think we're good. So we're just going to put the top on. I'm going to put the vent on this side. I'm going to open it, but I'm going to close the bottom vents so they're almost closed. So This oven's going to be a lot hotter than the other oven. That's for sure. Here, we'll put a pot there of grease. We're going to this on. Okay, tidy this up. Then we're going to take our two probes here, these two probes, and we're going to slide them through the top. So basically what we're going to do is just slide them through here, one in one hole, one in another, so they're ready. Okay. So basically I got two probes, potatoes, and we're good to go. So this is getting a little hot. It's just approaching 300 at the cooking zone. So we're sort of good. I'm just keeping this about a third open. And the bottom is almost closed, so there's not much air coming through the bottom. So we want this to cook around 320 slowly so it doesn't burn that skin. So now we wait. We can go in the house, drink, a glass of wine, a beer. We're 10 minutes in. This is open all the way. This is open halfway. And we're settling at 340 degrees as measured here and inside on my probe, which we'll see a readout at the end. So this temperature I'm happy with, so I'm not going to burn my chicken. This temperature is pretty high. I could lower it a bit. It's 400, but I'll lower it just a bit to 375. And here the temperature of the roast is already at around 85, 90. And I don't know what this is because my phone has it and I'm using my phone to record, so, but it's nowhere near done. So this should take at least an hour and 20 minutes, and this should be a lot faster. The pork loin will come out. I'll wrap it. The potatoes will probably still need some more cooking time to be fully cooked. So temperature wise, the meat's at around 136 in one part, 131 in another, so she's almost getting done. I'm just going to give her a quick spray. She's looking good. So one part's 140, so this part here seems to be 140. So because it's braided, it cooks differently, so I'm just going to check it at a few spots. Here's 130. 190. Okay, so I'm just going to remove these and pull them out and I'll put them back into the meat. Here. So I'm going to move the potatoes out of the way and we'll lift this piece of meat up and we're just going to let it rest there. So I'm going to reinsert this into the middle. Hot, very hot. Insert that one in the center and wrap her all up and bring her inside. Now what I'm going to do here finally is I'm going to move the potatoes back in the middle and I'm going to prepare my mushrooms to go in the center here so we can have mushrooms to go with that. For the mushrooms I've washed and I've patted them dry with paper towel. And I'm putting them in this big bowl here. And we've got a lot of mushrooms. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in some avocado oil just to coat it slightly. I'm just going to toss it like a salad. I'm going to toss them, get that oil distributed. Gently toss them, I don't want to break them. And then I'm going to give them a sprinkle of sea salt. Like that. And then finally, I'm going to use a chili con lemon. So it's a lemon chili kind of rub, which will go well on. And I'll toss it around. It's evenly coated. And there we go. And just for good luck, a little bit more salt. And we'll put it on the grill in a little basket like this. And we'll even it all out. So it's spread out and they'll cook really nice. Separate. And there we have it. On the grill she goes. So we'll just move those potatoes out of the way a bit. They're getting done. Slow but sure. And put 3 on each side, I guess. Stick this in the middle. Those on the sides. And away we go. She's getting well done, but let's have a look. Oh, nice. Nothing burnt. Nicely brown. Okay, so we're going into it and the temperature's starting to go down. And the coals are still there. So I'm going to open this up a bit and open the bottom up some more. And I may add a few more coals. So here I'm going to add a couple of chunks of wood, corners. And I'm going to add about a few more briquettes to extend this. Right now it's starting to rain. And the chicken's at about 118, 120, and it's got to go up to 170. So we want to get this heat up a bit because it's gone down to 316. Let's have a look at those mushrooms, eh? Whoa, they're looking good. Okay, here comes the rain. So I took these off the grill. These look nice. I don't want to overcook them. They're nice and juicy. So I'm going to wrap them in tin foil. Okay, so we're going into about an hour and a bit, and these look pretty nice. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cheat a bit. The temperature here is low, and I want to finish this chicken. So I need more briquettes in there. So, take some of the crumbs out of here, take some of the crumbs out of here, put them together, and then and put the hot coals in there. And that's it. Okay, so she's hit 170 degrees. And she's looking golden brown to me, man. Look at that. Look at that. This is one beautiful looking chicken. Nothing burnt. Just absolutely beautiful. So let's have a look here. Look at that. Brown all over. Juicy in the middle. Let's put her inside. So basically it took about 2 hours and 13 minutes for the chicken on the rotisserie. And you can see that's because my oven temperature dropped dramatically in the middle and I had to add more briquettes. So the good thing is the chicken was cooked to perfection, juicy, not dry, and the skin was excellent. Put this on here for now. Okay. Do this. Over here. And then put this together, right in the middle. Okay? Put the briquette. Like that. So, I'm going to have a hot spot in the middle. And I'm coming right back. So let's go get these potatoes ready to go back on and crispy up. Okay, so I got potatoes. I have chopped chives and I have some garlic. Salt, pepper, chives, garlic. And I take this and squish that potato down like a patty. Yep, that's what I'm doing. And then you see I can flip it over. Yum. Some butter on top. Some pepper. A little bit of salt. A little bit of crushed garlic. Like that. Some chives. Like this. Squish it into the surface. And there we go. Okay. On this side, we're just going to do the same thing. And that's it. Okay, so just wipe off the grill a bit. All the heat's in the middle. We have our smashed potatoes, and let's go. Okay, and there we go. The smell of the garlic and the chives, salt, pepper, potatoes, yum! I just flipped them with my flipper. Look at that, all crispy. Yum! It's really getting cold out here, but look at these. Look at those. Nice. Yeah. These are just to die for. Like second baked potatoes, kind of. So let's just wrap them up. So it's not your typical turkey dinner, but roasted potatoes and mushrooms, pork loin, juicy, and the chicken. I mean, here it is, all cut up and ready to serve. What can I say? Happy Thanksgiving.